friends, welcome or welcome back to the Blue Butterfly Tarot. Today we're looking specifically into a no contact and or separation situation. What are your person's current intentions? And I've got two piles for you. This is pile number one, this is pile number two. Pile number one is the Broadway Tarot, and pile number two is the Awakened Tarot. Take your time, see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to. I do want to say there's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If one pile's messages don't resonate, then choose the other. If both piles' messages don't resonate, then it just means that maybe there aren't any messages for you in this video today, but I do hope that at least one of the piles' messages do resonate. There is going to be an extended for this reading, so let's take a look at what you can expect in the extended. So the first question that we'll be getting into is, what does their higher self want you to know? What's stopping them from acting on their intentions, and energy shifts you can expect next in your connection. Details for the extended is going to be there in the description box below. Please be careful of scammers. I would never reach out to you asking you to follow or subscribe or book a private reading, so just please be a little bit careful about that. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. I'm going to give you a few seconds now to see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to, and then I shall begin. For those of you who chose the Broadway Tarot, this is going to be your reading, all right? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies. So close your eyes, think of your person, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Alrighty, pile one. Specifically for no contact and no separation situation, your person's current intentions. We have Temperance, Knight of Swords. You know, the moment I opened the Temperance card, I just felt like saying Frozen. So yeah, that just hit me first before Temperance came out. I just wanted to say that. We have the Hierophant, we have Death, we have the Four of Pentacles. Did I say King of Swords? King of Swords came out. Okay. And then we also have the Emperor. Okay. Those are the Oracle cards. I can't see a way out. I am innovative. Interesting. 888, Abundance, Jealousy, the Mystic Rose, Compassion, Devotion, Humility, Humanity, Grace. Okay. I'm hearing Frozen in Time. For some of you, it feels like your person wants to stop feeling stuck about this connection, whether that is to move on from this connection or reconcile with you. I'm getting, it's not two different paths, it's just any path that gets your person out of this stuck feeling that they've been experiencing for quite some time now. That feeling of desperation is coming through pile one, where they're just like anything, just like any path. I just don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to not, just be stuck and not be able to do anything about my situation. And so right now, whether that is moving on or it is reconciling, reaching out to you, your person's kind of at that. I wouldn't even say it is on them to make the decision, because your person's just kind of surrendering at this point in time. They're like, I'm not able to make any move. I don't know, like something stopping me from moving on, something stopping me from reaching out to my person. I do not know what is going on. Like what am I supposed to do at this point in time? Like, I'm struggling with my words because I feel like your person also is struggling a lot with their thoughts at this point. They have tried moving on, pile one. They have also tried, maybe thinking about reconciliation, and there's something blocking them both ways. And so they're very, very stuck where they are, and they don't understand why they are stuck. And they're just like, okay, you know what? Just anything, just get me out of this stuck situation. Just any possibility, whatever path it is, I'm ready, I'm open for it. Just please, just get me out of this stuck situation. That's where your person is at right now. There's a deep surrender. I want to ask something. Give me a second. Okay, so I feel like, yeah, Hangman, okay. Your person, the thing is, the reason why they're stuck, all right, is actually because there are certain lessons your person is meant to learn at this point in time, and they might not recognize that they're actually learning a lot in this phase, because to them it feels like they're being stuck, or they're stuck and their life is not moving forward. They have feelings for you, but they're not able to act on it. They're getting frustrated with their feelings for you, and then they're not able to move on from it. So to them, it feels very chaotic. It feels like, why is this happening to me? But actually, your person is learning a lot. They don't understand what they're learning, but they're learning, they're maturing, they're growing up. It is actually in this deep surrender that your person is in, that they are slowly going to start, first off, gaining clarity about their own thoughts, their own feelings towards your connection. They'll start stepping up in other aspects of their life, which will eventually lead to them stepping up in your life or in your connection as well. They're meant to grow as a person, evolve, transform as well. So what feels like stuck energy to them, actually, it's a process of evolution happening with them. Would not be surprised if other aspects of their life as well has come to a complete standstill, but that's because your person may have been resisting these lessons, and so there is no choice but the universe to kind of step in and pause everything so that your person actually takes the time to learn their lessons. So there is a reason why they are very, very blocked, either from moving on from you and actually from reaching out to you. It is that midpoint, but your person is meant to be there. Their current intentions are a little bit that's the reason why I wanted to get the king, I wanted to get a clarification, because the intention coming through is not from your person. They don't have any current intentions, because they've kind of reached a point of surrender where every time they intend to do something, it just works against them, or there's something blocking them from doing so. And so they've reached a point where, what's the point of even intending anything, or what's the point of even hoping or wishing or even planning for something when it's just not going to work out for me, or I'm just going to come back to the same place that I am at. So your person's current intentions are not coming through, which is actually very different. I don't think I've ever tapped into a reading like this before, but it's making sense because your person, they've tried intending things before, they've tried setting intentions before, and it's just not worked out. However, they are actually meant to reach this point so that the universe or their spirit guides or even their higher self can step in and lead the path for your person. All right, there is a process of evolution that's meant to happen with your person, but they've been resisting it, or the choices that your person has been making has been actually working against them. So they're finding themselves in the same loop, like all back to where they started out. All right, so so it's not the current intentions of your person that's coming through. It is more so what is going to, or what is unfolding on your person's end. Your person's current intentions, to be very honest, is to just surrender and just be like, okay, you know what? Do whatever you want to, you know, the universe or even their spirit guides. Like, I keep making plans. You just don't support me. You're not on my side. You're working against me. So you do what you want to do. It's kind of like they've reached that point of surrender, and that kind of is their current intentions at this point in time. It's a little bit different, Palwan, but your person has no choice. They've been in the same loop again and again and again. So it's not that they don't want you. They do want this connection, but every time they do something in order to bring the connection back into their life, something messes up. They're back to not having this connection. So your person was kind of fed up of making, like, it might have even been behind the scenes, like thinking of reaching out to you and then not being able to, feeling tongue-tied about it, and then coming back to the same place of being stuck. And then they decided, okay, well, if there's something blocking me from reaching out to my person, then maybe I'm meant to move on. And so they would keep trying to move on as well. And then again, the same loop. Something would remind them of you and then bring them back to the same place that they were in. The reason for that is that they're meant to be at that point. There is growth meant to happen. Look at the King of Swords, Hierophant, the Emperor, the King of Pentacles. We also have death coming through. So there is a transformation meant to happen with your person. It's not that there isn't a path. It's that your person needs to grow in order to align with the path meant for them, right? So they might be a little bit jealous about how you might, or in their perception, I guess I want to correct that. In their perception, they feel like you might be, living your life. You might be carrying on with your life, whereas they've just been stuck since the last time that both of you spoke. That's also something that I'm hearing. So maybe since the no contact started out, they've tried coming forward, they've not been able to. They've tried moving on, that's also not happening. They just don't know what to do. So their current intention are just to let go and just be. That's the point that they were meant to reach all along, but it's just that they had resisted this point up until this time. So there is some kind of a deeper aspect to what your person is going through at this point in time. They're meant to step up, however that feels or however that aligns to your connection. And I'm also hearing growing up. There's some maturing that needs to happen because we've got 2 kings, 1 emperor, Hierophant, right? So there's some maturing that needs to happen. There's also some deep lessons that your person is meant to learn. Some spiritual, yes, but it's also some very grounded 3D lessons that your person is meant to learn. I would not expect this person to reach out anytime soon. Frankly, I think that they are extremely blocked from it. I would not expect any action on the surface between the 2 of you for quite some time, Palwan, just because your person, they're being blocked from reaching out to you, but they're also being blocked from moving on from you, all right? It's only, the energy feels like only when they have reached a certain level of understanding of who they are, they've grown, they've taken the time to learn the lessons, then the path will open up to them. Like they will intuitively know how or which way they need to go. There is a desire to be with you. There is a desire to be in this connection with you. That I will say, Palwan. However, I would not expect your person to reach out until they've gone through their process of transformation. All right, let's actually take a look at what is coming through in the extended and how that's going to relate to your reading. So give me a second. Let's see. Okay, so we'll look into what does their higher self want you to know. Okay, I think that's a very aligned question because, like I said, your person's in very chaotic energy. So we'll kind of ask their higher self what they want you to know at this point in time. Then we'll look at what's stopping them from acting on their intentions. So right now, your person is surrendering. All right, we kind of have gotten an answer to this. So how I would change this particular question is, I would say, how is your person going to remove the blocks and then act on their intuition? So we're going to tap into the blocks that are already kind of figured out, but we're going to look into how are they going to remove these blocks and will they act on their intention, all right? So that is one thing that we'll be looking into. I also feel like looking into, for you, Palwan, we'll look into what will happen next after your person has stepped into this emperor energy, all right? Or even there's a lot of lessons, trust me, there's a lot of lessons that your person is meant to learn. We've got so many I guess court cards as well as the major arcanas coming out. So what I want to also look into specifically for you in your pal is what is going to be the intention after they've evolved, after they've gone through this transformation, and will they act upon that intention? All right, so specifically for you, that's what I'll look into. Then I will be looking into energy shifts you can expect next. So after your person has done the transformation, after they've taken the steps that they need to evolve, then they've set their intention, what are the energy shifts to expect in your connection after that? So that's a little bit more long-term, Palwan. But the thing is, your person right now is in very stuck energy. So I would not expect any energy shifts in the connection up until your person is done with their transformations. You might feel sudden like ups and downs in the energy that you intuitively tap into, but that's just because of your person's journey. But in 3D, I would not expect anything to happen until your person is ready. So in your extended, particularly Pile 1, we're going to be looking a little bit more in the future after the transformation is done. Okay? Alrighty, so details for the extended is going to be there in the description box below if you'd like to check it out. Pile 1, this is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you were looking for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. Pile 1, take care, trust your intuition, you always have free will. I'll catch you in my next one. Bye-bye. Hi Pile 2, for those of you who chose the Awakened Tarot, this is going to be your reading, alright? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies. So close your eyes, think of your person, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Alrighty, Pile 2, specifically for no contact and no separation situation, the person's current intentions. We have the Page of Cups, we have the Ace of Wands, Two of Cups, the Fool, the Hermit, the High Priestess, Death. Okay. I also have your Oracle cards. Trust the seasons, embracing change, cycles of life, transition, growth. 3131 Courage. I know you love me. That's really sweet. I am secure, passion. Okay. Your person's intentions are to come forward. I mean, this is heavy reconciliation energy through and through. Your person might have gone through a very difficult phase. They're coming out of it. It seems like it's done. The energy kind of feels like it's either almost done or it's done. They're closer to the end of it. There's been significant growth, and frankly, the person that you knew before this no contact to the person that they are today, after this period of growth and transformation, very, very different. Pile 2, it might be like you have to know this person from scratch, or you have to re-get to know them of sorts. Or another message that's coming through is you always recognized this version of themselves, like it was who they truly were on the inside, but now all of their masks, all of the, I guess the version of themselves, that the facade that they kept, giving to everybody else, yeah, that's come off. Those are the explanations that are coming through. And for a little while, your person felt very raw and vulnerable in this new version of themselves, but I guess I would say this true version of themselves. And they needed some time to reconcile with this version of themselves. They needed some time to get used to be more in tune with this version of themselves. That is either almost done or it is done on your person's end. And their current intentions are to come forward in this version of themselves in front of you. So it's kind of like they've pulled out their mask. The mask no longer exists. And they want to show you who they truly are on the inside. Yes, you probably have recognized this version of them all along. You might have also been very confused, like, why is this person wearing a facade? Why are they always wearing a mask? But your person doesn't know that, right? Your person doesn't know that. To them, it's like they're coming forward with a new version of themselves, but it's actually who they've always been within, and probably had a lot of shame about this version of themselves. But now they're coming in, Pile 2, and they're coming in with the version of themselves that you always knew them to be. Now there is going to be a slight, very tiny, I don't see too much of a pause, but a slight pause, because your person is intuitively waiting for the right time. They might not consciously know that they are waiting for the right time. Maybe every time they think about reaching out to you, something happens and they're not able to, or they feel that block within themselves. Yeah, that's the reason for that is there is that completion that needs to happen on their end. That full integration within themselves that needs to happen before they can come forward, before they can come to you. And your person intuitively knows that, whether they, like I said, they might not know it as intuition. It's kind of like a gut feeling that they have that, no, it's not the right time, or let me just figure this out first and then I will come forward to my person. They know you love them, Pile 2. They know that you have always been someone who has loved them unconditionally, and they feel like this version of themselves is someone that you could love, or someone who feels worthy of your love. That's also another message that's coming through. I'm taking a deep breath because I think it might be scary for your person to come forward, to reach out to you, to even show you this version of themselves. Like, it's kind of like they're standing in front of you naked, and like I'm not meaning like in a sexual way. No, it's kind of like everything. They're laying everything, every vulnerability, every fear, every inch of who they've always been, they're laying it on the table for you to see. And that is actually what their current intentions are. They are at the point starting to feel secure about this version of themselves, but that is a journey on its own. There's a little bit more to go, but it's taken them a lot of courage to get to this point, Pal 2. It's taken them a lot of immense effort and a lot of hard work on their end to get to this point, to get to a point where they recognize that if they want to be in a partnership with you, they have to show up as their authentic self. They have to show you who they truly are on the inside. Otherwise, it is not going to work out, or otherwise both of you are just going to keep hitting these blocks. And maybe in the past, there was a false start between the two of you, or maybe you both have tried to make this work, but it just wouldn't. Yeah, your person has come to an understanding that the reason why there were so many of these new beginnings between the two of you in the past is because they've never really shown up as their authentic self. And now they're hopeful that because they've had this understanding, because now they are feeling secure in this version of themselves, this true version of themselves, they're hopeful that things are actually going to work out between the two of you this time, is also what I'm hearing. So a lot of false starts I'm seeing. It couldn't have worked out, Pal 2. It just couldn't have, because they were not ready to be this true version of themselves. So however they were showing up, it was with the facade, it was with their ego, and you were showing up as yourself, true to yourself. And even though you did recognize who they truly were on the inside, it was misalignment there, right? Because you knew who they were deep down, but their 3D self was behaving in a different way. So naturally it would have crumbled. Naturally there would have been a lot of misses between the two of you as well. And your person has been looking up at these different misses. Like maybe things would go a little bit and then it would just disappear, and then you would come back again, try for a little bit, and then disappear again. But they're hoping at this point that this is what is going to change the cycle between the two of you. Another message that's coming through is that your person, because of the facade that they had for so long, it's possible that they might have been struggling a little bit with their mental and emotional health. For some of you, even like that might have also translated into physical health issues as well. Just because they were trying to be a different version of themselves. Maybe there was just a lot of pressure that they put on themselves to be a certain way, to live a certain life. But all of that has crumbled. All of that no longer exists at this point in time. And your person in this version of themselves, they're starting to feel lighter about life. They're starting to feel good about their own life as well. And that energy will invariably transmute into your connection. It will come into your connection as well. It's very beautiful energy, I would say, Pal 2. A little bit of a wait time, very, very little. I'm not getting too much, just because your person just has to get comfortable with this version of themselves. But otherwise, they are actually quite secure. There's a lot of courage coming up. It's just about intuitively that go green signal. Yeah, it'll come through, and then they will reach out to you. They will be the ones to reach out to you, Pal 2. You don't really have to do anything at this point in time. That energy is coming through very, very strongly as well. All right, so you might have to re-get to know your person when they come in. Even though you have recognized this version of themselves, your 3D is interacting with this version of their 3D for the first time. So there might have to be like this getting to know each other period, all right? Let's actually take a look at your extended, and we'll see how it connects to what is going, or what is happening with your person at this point in time. So in your extended, we will look into what does their higher self want you to know. Okay, we'll look into that. Then we'll look into what's stopping them from acting on their intuitions. We do know that to an extent, their intuition is actually stopping them from acting on their intuition. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get clarification on the High Priestess, like what exactly is that green signal. Why is that green signal being stopped at this point in time? What is that shift, that final shift that needs to happen within your person in order for them to come forward? All right. And then energy shifts you can expect next in the connection. I would be looking into after your person has stepped into your life. What energy shifts can you expect then? How are both of you going to be interacting with each other? Any things that you need to know on your end, or even just maybe some advice and guidance after your person steps into your life. I also probably will be getting into how your connection is going to be after they step in as well. All right. So we're looking more into energy shifts after they step in. Okay. So that is what is going to be in the extended. Details are in the description box below if you'd like to check it out. Pile 2, this is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you were looking for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. Pile 2, take care, trust your intuition. You always have free will. Catch you in my next one. Bye-bye.